So hello everyone, it's your girl Gel Beauty 87 here, aka Grace, and today we're gonna get into the new BH Cosmetics collection. So I have the bronzer palette here. Since they actually made one that might be dark enough for my skin tone, so I figure you all be interested in that, especially since I'm just like in this bronzer getting, and bronzers are going everywhere. So I was like, yeah, we're gonna try theirs too. Why not? Then I have the two palettes, Party in Puerto Rico and Passion in Paris. I mean, as soon as I open them, you'll know which one is my personal favorite. Off the bat, we have this one, which is the Party in Puerto Rico. So it's a nice little warm tone palette, which is appropriate for summer. And then we have my personal favorite, which is Passion in Paris. And I mean, like, who are we kidding? We all know why this is my personal favorite. Look at it. It just seems like a more purpley version of, sorry, a purpley wine-colored version of Blueberry Muffin, which I'm all here for. So I got those two palettes with me to compare. Matter of fact, let me show them to you now. The Puerto Rico, Party in Puerto Rico versus the Mimosa palette, because that's the one they first made me think of. And I feel like it'll be a great companion palette to this one. I'm glad they got rid of the reflective packaging since people were complaining about it. Because you got to think I got to hold this up in the video to show to you. It's kind of hard to do with that in the way. So I feel like this one will pair well with this one right here. But this one is more warm tone. This seems to be more like pinkyish orange tone. But I still want to show both. And then we have Passion in Paris versus Blueberry Muffin, which we know I love both these color stories. So here's what they look like. This is the new one, and then this is Blueberry Muffin. I'm trying to hold it at the angle where it's not reflecting. It's really irritating. But as you can see, they both have like the cool tone blues. It's just, I feel like there are more purples in the Paris one than there is in Blueberry Muffin. So I want to show those to start off with, just in case I forgot. So let's get into this bronzing palette. So this is what it looks like. And I was concerned that it wouldn't bronze me, but I want to compare these two shades down here that they put at the bottom. That's supposed to be for my skin tone. I feel like these are supposed to be for more like Karen skin tone tan. I want to compare them and see if they look like the Juvia's Place ones. Because when I first saw them, I was like, look at you trying to steal a page out of Juvia's Place book. But I mean, like, I feel like Juvia's Place copied off the Fenty one. So I'm going to swatch the Juvia's Place ones first, and then we can compare it to the BH Cosmetics one. The BH Cosmetics ones is still lighter than Juvia's Place, so they didn't get the notes right. You know how people copy your notes, but it's like they didn't get it exactly right, so they still got wrong. And plus, the BH Cosmetics ones seem to be a little satin matte as opposed to just matte like the Juvia's Place one is. So yeah, they're still not as dark as the Juvia's Place ones, and I wanted to like point that out and make sure you could see, like, it looks just as dark as Juvia's Place in the pan. When I show you, you'll see what I'm talking about, but like in real life it don't though. Like, you're gonna see any swatches that it don't. So if I can hold it properly, Jesus. Okay, so here is the Juvia's Place one compared to the BH Cosmetics one. And see, in the pan they look similar, but when you see these swatches on my hand, sis, you'll see otherwise. So here's the swatches on my hand. As you can see, I put Juvia's Place in front, so you can see that the Juvia's Place, the BH Cosmetics one still isn't as dark as it, even though it looks like it in the pan. So don't let them deceive you, girl. And with them saturated pictures and whatnot, don't let it happen. You clearly see that the Juvia's Place ones are both darker than the BH Cosmetics one. So just keep that in mind when you're buying this palette. Don't think you're getting a whole bunch of bronzers at a great deal and that the majority of them gonna work for you. I still feel like, you know, this can work, but I feel like I'm gonna have to use this palette in the winter time because I feel like it's still not gonna be as dark as I would like it to be. Just my personal opinion. But let's put it on instead of just constantly talking about it, okay? Okay. So as you can see, it shows up. It looks nice. This is the lighter of the two colors. This is, what's the name of this shade? Paradise. So I'm putting on Paradise right now. Honey, all these brushes, like, hairs keep coming out. Oh. And this is the Makeup by Ariel brush that I used for the bronzer. So I'm going to put the shade, well, I'll go ahead and put the other shade on first. So this is what the face looks like with the first bronzer on. So it's turning out pretty nice. You know. I did build it up though a little bit. Like, I didn't just go in with one stroke. I did like 3 or 4 strokes of each color. But I didn't want to build it up too much because you had to put, okay, that color on top. Okay, so them combined is making this nice color that I wanted it to be. initially, but I didn't tap off the excess off my brush, so that just shows that they're quite pigmented. Let me go ahead and put it on the other side here. I didn't pick up nearly as much that second go around as you can see on the first side, or else, you know, there'd be just as much bronzer on that side. I'm interested to see how these highlighters work too, because I've never like had a highlighter with the new formula. I had the Carly Bybel palette, so I have tried their highlighter formula before, and I had It's My Ray Ray's palette, of course, that had the highlighters in it. But I'm wondering if they changed the formula of the highlighters when they did this. Okay, so while my camera decided to go off randomly while I was talking because my card got full, I just went ahead and put this blush on from Essence. It's a matte blush. It's called Bury Me Up. And now we're going to try the highlighter. But what I was saying about the highlighters was I don't know if it's the same formula as the ones from It's My Ray Ray and Carly Bybel's palette, or if they changed the formula of those like they changed the formula of their eyeshadows. So we're going to see now. I'm going to take the more bronzy tone one and put it on the high points of my face like I normally would do. You know, cheekbones and all that stuff. And then I'm going to take the more tan girl friendly, as Karen Harris would call it, color, and go down like the middle of the face and whatnot. But I always like to put the one that matches my skin tone best on the high points of my face, because I feel like it just gives that extra bronze, glowy goodness look that I so desperately love. So I'm feeling like it's been a long time since I tried those, so I'd have to like go back and try it. And then like Ray's palette is kind of old now, so I don't know if this one would be the same. But these are nice and smooth and going nicely. And I remember Ray's doing pretty much the same thing, so I'm assuming that's means they didn't change the formula. Don't quote me though, because like I said, since that collab, they haven't really like had any with anyone who looks like me. I'm just taking the lighter shade now and kind of dusting. And it's not that it's like super light. Like I can still make this one work. As you can see, it's going on just fine. So I do like actually both the highlight colors in here, because it's not like it's one of those champagne goldish type shades. I feel like this still has a little bronze to it. It's just like a bronze that'll be better for summer with a tan skin tone instead of a you know, darker skin tone like mine. Like I can see Tina and the Fancy Face and myself, Tina the Fancy Face, Karen Harris and myself are all wearing this same shade and looking, you know, stunning like I do right now. So I will say that I do like the face palette. I guess I can swatch the other shades. I mean, these shades surprise me because in the pan, as you can see, they're not as dark as the Juvia's Place ones. But since they're quite pigmented, if you pile it up like I did on this side, you should easily be able to get it to look good on your skin tone right now, even though it's summertime. So I can happily say I actually approve this face palette, and I didn't know how I was gonna feel about it because I was like, I don't know, they out here, you know. I don't know. But let's get into one of the eyeshadow palettes. Of course, we're gonna start off with Party in Puerto Rico, because we all know what I want to end with, the Passion in Paris. So I'm gonna go off camera and figure out what eye look I'm gonna do. I'm only gonna do one eye look. I wanted to do two, but I'm kind of pressed for time. It's like 10:30 now, and I need to leave here at 12 o'clock, and then I still have to do the what is the Passion in Paris palette. I'm gonna just go ahead and film the Nomad palette video tomorrow, so you all have stuff to watch next week. But I'm gonna go off camera and get a cute eye look done with this, and then we'll be right back. Okay? Okay, y'all, so I can already tell you I'm disappointed in the way that this Party in Puerto Rico palette performed. But we're going to go ahead with the eye look so you can see exactly what disappointed me about it. And then we will go on to the next palette. But I'm not a warm tone lover anyway, so it wasn't like I was super excited about this one to begin with. But okay, so first off, I feel like this orange shade right here just didn't do it for me at all. That's the one I have like right toward here, and I feel like it's not doing that great a job. And I feel like this orange is blending in too closely with this red shade, which I feel like it shouldn't, because they're two different shades, but alas they are. And then when I put the yellow in the inner corner on top of the pencil that I put on, it's like it didn't blend out smoothly and evenly. But since I'm done zooming in, well, let me zoom in so you can see what I'm talking about. And see my inner corner there? It just looks to me like a jumbled mess, and then like you can't tell that that lighter orange is up in here. And I feel like you can't tell, like this is that darker orange, but obviously you can tell that's red. So I'm personally not, well, I might as well just leave it there. But I'm personally not excited with this palette. But since, you know, so it's new and I look with it, I'll go ahead and get the thing done. So since I just pointed out the shades, I figure I don't need to say like which ones are which, because I just showed you which ones we use. So let's just get started, because I still got another palette to do that I actually am excited about using, and I'm pressed for time because it's like 11 o'clock now and I still got like an hour before I gotta go get gas, and then I still gotta drive all the way to my house. So I'm just like, oh Lord. Crap, I forgot to bring the glitter glue over here. Wait, no, thank goodness I remembered to bring it over here, because I was going to be like, no, I'm gonna have to go grab it. So I just blended this into here like I normally do. And did like my gradient, if you will. So I'm gonna take this detail crease brush from e.l.f. and take that darker orange shade and start patting it around here. I'm blending my crease right here. I love to have the gradient of mattes and then like have a matching gradient of shimmers when I do like eyelets. So got the vibe I'm trying to go for with this one. I just feel like the quality of it isn't as good as some of the other warm tone palettes I have, and that their kind of colors are kind of muddy in together, and I'm not necessarily liking that either, but you know, it's fine. I'm just kind of disappointed because I feel like these palettes are usually better, but maybe I just didn't put enough eyeshadow primer on. You see what I'm saying? Like, I feel like this color doesn't look that vibrant at all. Like, look, I feel like you can barely see it there, and the only reason you see it there is because it's blended into that darker one to give it like whatever little color it's getting that you see. See, I feel like it's just not giving me what I want it to give me. Like, if you have a lighter skin tone, then obviously I feel like it might work better on you, but like that orange, I feel like it's just disappointing to me. It looks better on camera than it does in real life, I'm telling you. Crazy thing is I expected to be disappointed by the face palette, not any of the eyeshadow palettes. And then I took, y'all know I need my shade to dust over, make everything look nice. So I took this shade right here to dust over, and then I used these two shimmers right here to put on the lid. Give us our fiery phoenix eye look. Because whenever it looks like this, I always think of myself as like a fiery phoenix eye, I don't know. And cut the crease with some glitter glue now. So I'm using the BH Cosmetics glitter glue because they had a sale for I think like 70% off or whatever. So when I bought these palettes, I bought their glitter glue to try out, and it's actually pretty good, and it was only like $2 something. So I might start buying that one instead of the NYX one, because the NYX one is like I think $6.50, almost $7. I stopped buying some NYX products just because I feel like the price is getting outrageous. Like they're dupe for the Hourglass, what is it, Veil Primer, mainly because I use the Tatcha Silk Canvas now, so I'm like, I don't really need that one. And then there's always the fact that, you know, it's like damn near $20 now, and I'm like, what the hell? I'd rather buy like the dupe from Revlon is damn near $20 for the Tatcha liquid silk canvas than pay that for, you know, an Hourglass dupe. And I feel like their business hasn't been going that well recently, because it's like they hired friends and family like a sale like a couple of years ago after they got in trouble with people finally calling them out consistently about them not being inclusive. Mainly like Samantha Ramnall, and all the other YouTubers started following her or whatever. About how I had said about them for years, like they're the brand that picks and chooses when they want to be exclusive. Like they'll make sure their foundation shade and concealer shade work for you, but it's like fend for yourself when it comes to everything else. And it's like there's more to makeup just than foundation and concealer. I still have to wear bronzer, blush, highlighter, and you know, face powder like everyone else. So as you can see, it looks pretty nice. Again, on camera, I just feel like in person it's not giving me what I want it to give me. So let's put this inner corner in, and then I'll go off camera and clean up all the stuff I need to clean up in order to make this Instagram picture look nice. So I just took this yellow LA Girl Pastel Dream eyeliner and popped it in my inner corner to make that matte shade vibrant, because I felt like if I didn't, it wouldn't be nearly as vibrant as it is right now. And you know, we're trying to help it along as much as we can, just like that orange shade. I was trying to help along. Well, I didn't actually help along. I probably should have put like one of my eyeshadow bases underneath it that I found from Colorful Camille. And we just gonna take the yellow shade in the palette. Y'all saw it with only one yellow shade, so I figured I don't need to point it out and just dust this on top of it. And try to get the color to be as pigmented as possible so that way the inner corner is popping. And from a distance, like, my makeup looks nice, but if you saw my eyeshadow close up, girl, no. Just girl, no. If anyone's curious, my lip is from OPV Cosmetics. I feel like it's fading a bit though, so I'm gonna put the Artist Couture lip gloss and X-rated on top. That's what I normally do with this. That's what I did yesterday when I first tried to mix it up, and then we will come back with our look for Passion in Paris, and then we'll come back with thoughts, and I might do some swatch comparisons of this one compared to the Mimosa, and then the Paris one compared to Blueberry, depending on how much time I have. Okay, okay. Okay, y'all, so this is our look with the Passion in Paris palette. So what I did was I took basically like these 3 shades right here. Of course, y'all know I had to use this shimmer. This is what's on the lower lash line of the eye right here. This is what's in the inner corner. I dusted this one over the rest of the colors to make it more pigmented, and then I combined this shade and this shade on the outer part of the eye and use this shade on the outer V. So let's go ahead and get started so I can give y'all my thoughts on this palette and pretty much just wrap up the video, because I need to go to Indiana. It's like 11:30 now, so I'm like over here trying to like look, because I'm trying to get to Indiana before 12 o'clock, because that's when traffic gets really bad. Going that way, it's not gonna be bad going back to my house, but you know, I already want to be like gone, so I want to have that issue to think about. Yeah, this cute little navy shade here. Go ahead and put pretty high up. I'm gonna go like right to where my brow bone looks like it needs to be like redone. Not my brow bone, like my eyebrows need to be redone. And sometimes I think about just plucking them myself or doing like the greatest thing myself, but then I'm like, yeah, no. Like, I don't want to make them look worse than they already do. But I do occasionally tweeze them when I feel like there's certain places that just look out of control. My mom waxes her own eyebrows, but I'm just like, I don't have the nerve. So we're just going to leave that to the professionals. And when I go get my hair done every 3 months is when I actually get my eyebrows done. Unless I decide to go get like wax. I'm taking the lighter purple shade I showed you all and just dusting it into the crease here. And kind of trying to blend it in with the other one. I really think this is a pretty shade, but I feel like this should go in the Deceiving Color Stories series as well, because I'm like, look at this on my eye versus to like how dark it was in the pan. Like, I just feel like it's deceiving. And like now we're going to go into the purple shade I showed you all before, like the dark purple shade. And what I did was I just put it on the outer V. This time I didn't use glitter glue with the first look I did. With this one I did not. Let's put it toward the back of the eye to about like right here. So basically just try to cover up all where the navy blue matte is. And then I just went with my finger on top with that darker shade and kind of press it on to get like the depth I have going on back there, because I didn't want it to be the exact same color as the purple, since we're taking the purple toward the middle of the eye and then we're doing the light purple toward the front of the eye, as you see. So I just tapped it with my finger. I normally don't do stuff like this, but I was like, why not? For this this time we can just do it, but you know, I'm not gonna try to make it a normal thing. Crap, I used the wrong side of the brush to do the lighter purple color, so now I have to figure out how I'm about to make this work, because I was hoping not to have to use another brush, but it looks like we will, because I just dipped the darker shade into the wrong side of the brush like a dum-dum. We're gonna take the lighter purple shade now, and hopefully it won't translate over and you just see the lighter color. Okay, thank goodness, because I was not looking forward to trying to wash another brush just to put this shade on the lid, honey. I was not. But I was like, I need my depth and want to be dual chrome making eye look situation going on. So go ahead and dust with my clean brush all over and around here. Now we're going to take our inner corner brush and go into that light shade at the top. It's giving us all the brightness in the corner here. Okay, y'all, so this is the finished eye look. Let me back you on up. So this is what we finished off with. So I actually, of course, I mean, I feel like we're not surprised. I like the Passion in Paris way more than I like the Party in Puerto Rico. But again, because I am a cool tone girl, not a warm tone girl, obviously that would work best for me. So I'm going to try to swatch some of the shades that I have on my hand right here now from the Paris palette up against some of the shades in the Blueberry Muffin, just to see if they're similar. Because I feel like a lot of them aren't going to be similar from what I remember about this palette. But I'll swatch against that darker shade. And of course these aren't similar automatically because that is a matte black with shimmering, so it's more of a sequin shade. But I will swatch the shade Stud Muffin underneath it to compare. And that one is a bit darker than that shade. So this is Blueberry Muffin up against the Paris palette. And as you can see, they are not the same. And I figured they weren't just from what I remembered, but I was like, I'll swatch it so you can personally see. There isn't even any purples in here too much to compare to this purple shade, but I'm going to take the shade Tempting and compare it to that purple shade that I have, even though Tempting is more of a dual chromish type shade, so they're not going to be the same. And then I can take see this shade right here? I feel like it looks really, this one right here, I feel like it looks really similar to this shade over here from the Paris palette, and then this more goldy shade looks like it could possibly be similar to that shade, but I'm like, concerning all the shades that are in both the palettes, the fact that those are only few I found, and I think that, you know, it's like I said this in Morgan Turner's comment section, I feel like this is going to be a great companion palette for your Blueberry Muffin palette if you have it. If you want some more purples to tie in with this one and you want some purplish bluish tones like I love, then you'll love this Passion in Paris to go with your Blueberry Muffin palette. So that's what I definitely plan on doing. We already know that. I like the face palette surprisingly. I'm happy to say that it is dark enough in my personal opinion because it's summertime especially, so I was definitely like, well, maybe it'll work in wintertime. I don't know about it's working in summertime because, you know. Now y'all know I was disappointed by the what is it, Party in Puerto Rico palette up against my Mimosa. I mean, as far as quality goes compared to the other one I just used, but it still turned out a nice look. It's just since those aren't my tones, and then I felt like the formula wasn't as good as the Passion one, I don't think I like it. I think I'll do swatches of these on my Instagram stories just so we can get an idea. So I'm going to take these home with me and do swatches of those later on today, and hopefully this video will get up today. If it does not, you'll be seeing the first impression I did of the brand Vive by Jamie Genevieve. But yeah, I recommend the Passion in Paris palette if you like warm tones and you don't mind working a little bit with the palette, because I feel like I had to work with the Party in Puerto Rico a little bit more than I had to do with this Passion in Paris palette. Then go ahead and get it. I mean, I think it's $17, and then you can go ahead and use a discount code with Ulta, of course, since it's already there, and you'll get it for like, I think like it'd be like 14 bucks or something. So 14 bucks, I feel like it's good. It's not great, and since I'm not a warm tone girl, I'm the wrong person to be asking about it, but I just felt like it wasn't as good as some of the other ones they've come out with in that collection. But I've always found I like the Weekend Vibes ones better than the Travel series, so just keep that in mind. The Travel series isn't as good as the Weekend Vibes with like the food themed palettes basically. So those are my thoughts. Oh, I guess we can compare them to a couple other palettes too. Let me see. Let's compare it to Cherry on Top, and then we can compare the Paris one, I guess, to Blueberry. I don't know. But here, I just happen to have both of them, so I'm like, here they are. As you can see, there's not a lot of the same tones, but then again, these are monochromatic, but since I have both of them sitting next to me, I figured why the hell not. Then I got the bubblegum one and the cotton candy one, so I guess I'll show them side by side with each of those. So even though I feel like there's no point for cotton candy, but again, since we're here already and it has like that one purplish tone, I feel like it might be similar to that purple in here that I have in my eyes. I would show those. So here is cotton candy, and then here is bubblegum. So here's how they look. I'm not going to take these home and swatch because I have a video idea for them, which is why they got here in the first place, because they usually live in my drawer at home since they are hard to come by and they are quite the good quality for BH Cosmetics. But anyway, those are my thoughts on these palettes. Those are all the ideas and well, not ideas, but those were all the looks I had, thoughts I had, and comparisons I had. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all are diamonds. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Okay, bye. Be blessed.